That is not a nice way to
That's
start.
not helpful, Phil.
It's not productive.
So, she was.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I'm Johnny Lieberman, and you're watching LNP. What does LNP stand for?
Late night play
Oh,
set.
yeah, that's right. I've been on there. Yeah, it's a good show. You should like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Kevin, you gonna buy a beer?
I mean, we'll know pretty soon.
Oh, okay. So how's it going? Great. You too.
I'm one-handed. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, it's a hell of a start here. Good evening. Good evening.
What do they
Welcome.
say? Bad dress, good show. Here we go.
We skipped the dress.
That's the theater.
That's the problem. We skipped the dress.
So,
Went straight to the tech rehearsal.
right to the show.
Yeah. We let us know in the comments if you can hear us or not. We think we are broadcasting. Since we saw you last, so much has happened here in Los Angeles. Let's talk about it. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jay Ryan. This is still a late night play set, toying with new ideas for the name of whatever this thing is.
The transitioning of it.
Yeah.
As it were.
What do you think?
I'll have to give this some thought.
Okay.
That's
I have an
that's a good
idea in
question.
my head of a maybe that's pretty solid, that kind of
All right.
embraces what we were always trying to do in the beginning versus what we whatever.
But we'll test drive it later, as we said.
That's great. It is Tuesday. Did I?
It is Tuesday.
Skip this. Tuesday, January 14th here in Los Angeles. And forgive, we're being light and jovial here because we need to. We need to. It's been a very, very stressful and tense week here in Los Angeles. But it is January 14th. It is 5:05 in the PM here on the West Coast, and I'm sitting here with my friend Phil Morris, which is he's going to be our guest for the entire evening. I'll just tell you what we're going to be talking about. It's the Gone with the Wind show. It's Gone with the Wind.
It's
2.
It's
LA 2025.
LA style, California style, which is
Yeah.
tough. Really, we do everything pretty big, and this is pretty big.
Last I was with you was a week ago, and we were checking in. And simultaneously, the news was on, and Los Angeles had started to burn on the coast. Mm-hmm. And as our show was wrapping up, another fire started over here in the mountains of Pasadena, Altadena area. And since then, I think there were a half a dozen other fires that popped up that were smaller that luckily got contained. But the two big ones have left a disastrous impact on our city. And it's a weird one because people are talking about loss of life, and whenever there's not that much loss of life, like, okay, well, great, 25 people or 30 people or however it is, it's still 25, 30 people. It's kind of a miracle there hasn't been a larger loss of life.
My thing has been that you'll be able to calculate the numbers of things, the number of people, the number of structures, the costs, the insurance claims, the money. Those numbers will come in. But what is incalculable is the spiritual damage that has been done and is going to be done for a while. And I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come in tonight, just to kind of help my spirit clean itself and find common ground and express what's inside of me, because mental health is going to be a very big thing right now for a lot of people. And we need to know that we're all hurting, we're all in pain, you're not by yourself, you're not alone. And so tonight is for me to share what that is, and then any offshoots that come from that are where I want to play tonight in the play set.
So you brought an agenda too. Good.
Well, I think it's a shared one.
Yeah.
By about 4 million people.
The city's hurting. I mean, if you have been living under a rock but somehow want to tune into this show, I'll just cover it. 12,000-ish structures, they're still estimating, have been
about 30,000
destroyed.
acres, something like
30, I think it's even more than that. It's astronomical. The loss of homes. I don't know how many friends I have that have lost everything. I lost count. Dozens isn't it. It's somewhere between 50 and 100.
Oh, yeah, well, same here. And I'm a West Side person. I grew up on the West Side. Palisades, that's a stomping ground of mine. I grew up in Beverly Hills. So all of that area, before I even came into the entertainment industry, was a part of my connection. And now I'm in the entertainment industry, so many of my people, directors, writers, craftspeople, everybody, producers, not just celebrities and people that are on TV or high profile, have lost everything. Gardeners, work people, construction people. I mean, it's so deep. Restaurateurs.
That's a big one. All the small
retail
businesses.
outlets, the businesses, the physical location, the yoga spots. It's, like I said, it's incalculable, the damage. So, for me, and I think if people know me and they've seen any of my posts on my at the Phil Morris and any of the places that I play socially, you'll see that I am affected by this. This is difficult for me, and I think we have to give it voice. We have to lean into it so we can get through it. Right? We were talking about that before, and you were always like, "Bill, don't tell everything now. We got to save it for the show." Everything is so in me.
It was like gospel the way you were speaking. I was like, "You gotta. This is flowing through you. You have to wait for the air."
It's speaking to me all the time right now. There's no break in this. There's no period at the end of this sentence.
Okay.
Fortunately or unfortunately. So yeah, we'll get to a lot of that stuff later. But yeah, that's where we're living right now.
Oh my gosh. So that's what's been going on in Los Angeles. It has been unbelievable. The fires lasted a week. I mean, today is over a week.
5 days of conflagration.
Yes.
Like with 0% containment.
Right.
0% containment. And they had just had a fire recently. In the Malibu area.
Yeah.
In the Malibu area. So
December.
Where we were having our brunch on that Sunday, which was a week ago. Just a week ago, we could look up and see the burn scar from where we were at Scott's. So it affects all of us. It connects to all of us. And if it isn't you directly, it's someone that you know, someone that you're close to. No degrees of separation with this.
Right. So I mean, it's been one hell of a week, and quite a bit has happened. So we're going to be talking about the fires. We'll be talking about GVBC. Will there be one this week? Obviously, cars. We'll be talking about Nicole. How can we not? Yep. New projects.
Always with us.
That may or may not be in the mix. I don't know what we can talk about. We can talk about a couple of them anyway. We've got a lot of people to thank as far as the agencies up in the forest and here around Los Angeles. We'll be talking about that a little bit and how you can help as well. And then anything else you want to talk about. Truly, we're going to be sort of we're going to give our perspectives on this whole situation, but it's you all that we want to hear from. Do you have a story? Do you have a did you lose stuff?
We're going to want to say it's a safe space.
Yeah, all of the above.
Yeah, it's a safe space, and I think that again, the mental health aspect is really has to be underscored and highlighted by many of us, because we're going to be affected by it consciously and unconsciously. We were talking about survivor's remorse.
Yeah, survivor's guilt.
Survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
That. And you made a very interesting point. I said the people who've lost everything are going to have PTSD from this.
Yeah, how it started, I think you said you feeling bad when you haven't lost your home or a pet or a car or whatever. When so many of our friends have lost all of that, their businesses, their homes, their and you said I feel bad even saying I feel bad.
Right, because I'm grateful and I'm blessed to have.
I attribute that to akin to survivor's remorse.
Yes, yeah.
After a great disaster, if you're left, yeah,
struggling with.
Is it anything but survival? It is survivor's remorse.
I think so, because I didn't really connect that until you said it.
Right.
But I think that's a part of it. It's because I do feel bad, feeling bad when I have what I have and everybody's lost everything. Do I have the right to enter that space? Well, it's my own space. It's not their space. They have theirs, and I can't say I understand because I do not, and I have to give them that respect and honor. So I try to find the way that I can help. I try to find the way that I can give, and I think everybody's struggling with how that is. Some not so much. Some are just diving in, and thank you so much for just getting in your car or getting in your truck. Dave Mangum, King of Pasadena, who is just offering, people like him, just offering what they have.
Is that his last name? I never knew that.
No, I didn't either until I asked him. He said Mangum. I said, what is it? He says Mangum. I said, what is it? so now
he's a great guy.
He's such a great guy. But my point is, he's one of those souls that Sean Lee, your buddy, just
I love Sean
give, and not even asking, how can I do? I don't wait to ask. I just go. So however you're doing it, however you're processing it, it's okay. It's good. You're willing. You're compassionate. And that's what we all have to be right now.
Why are you so... You've been posting some stuff on social media, and I'll just let you... Yesterday you posted a call to arms for decorum.
Yeah.
You want to go down that road?
Yeah, because there's two sides of this coin, right? We see such beauty in people. We see such compassion in the giving, the selfless giving. So many outlets now, so many humane societies can't take any more goods because they have all of the kibble and the meat, and they have all of those things. They need more financial contributions. So people are giving. That the yin is out there, right? The light is shining bright, and that's a beautiful thing. We just mentioned a couple of people that we know who are trying to help and contribute in the way that they can. But there's also a faction out there, and I'm a martial arts guy. Yeah. So I've learned about self-defense and being armed and eyes open and head on a swivel. And we see too many cases of people trying to take advantage of this situation. It is, you know what I mean? It's human nature in a way to try to do the best for yourself, regardless of somebody else's position or condition. It's unfortunate, but it is a part of our nature. And so I was speaking to those people, that faction that I truly believe, to me, that's what evil is. When you are preying on those who have just lost everything, have no resource.
Their darkest hour.
Themselves, and they are at their wits' end. And you still have the indecency to perpetrate on them, scam artists, gouging principles from with rentals. And I'm from Manhattan Beach, so a lot of people are taking that road with gouging people for their rent.
The rent thing is going to become a top story very soon, I think.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
So that's what I was talking about, and look to the better angels of our nature. I don't have much tolerance for that, nor should any of us. And I think when we do tolerate it, it proliferates, because that's what it preys on: us sleeping, us not doing anything, us letting it slide. There are other more important things. No, that's important. You're creating more hurt on people who are already devastated. So that was my soapbox yesterday.
Interesting. I didn't know specifically what you were talking about.
It came after I saw the sheriff.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, so we have to look at all of it and kind of lean into it, and that's the way to get through it. That's the way to heal.
For me, politics are getting dragged in a little too early for my comfort, and it's bothersome to me because of all of the families and friends that I know that have lost their homes and stuff, only a couple of them have even been allowed back to see them yet. So the fact that the cycle is sort of, oh, it's just celebrities and they can afford it and everybody's insured. Nobody's insured. It's certainly not to the amount that they will be. I think apparently the government is getting involved, and now insurance companies are going to have to pay things out, and I'm sure there'll be a government fucking safety net, and all sorts of things will happen.
Whatever,
I remember when they bailed out the auto industry way back when. It'll probably be the same thing for
New Orleans.
For insurance as well.
But that's the thing. The politicization of this is ridiculous. I mean,
it's preposterous.
It's just disgusting. I'm telling you right now. And stop it, everybody. Don't make me get up on my hard horse, because I will do it, and we'll kick you right in the teeth. But yeah, what are we talking about? I mean, so then we're going to start pointing fingers at the politicians in New Orleans who didn't handle the levees? I mean, were they all Democrats? Are they all Republicans? Who cares? They're human beings. Human beings will take advantage of a situation. I don't care what side of the political line you're on. It's our job to not let them. Whoever you are, whoever's in power, whoever's in that seat. And that's the point. It's not that they're liberal or they're Republican or they're conservative or whatever. It's that there are people who have our lives in their hands. And they make decisions based on representing us. And we have the right to call them to the carpet. And if it's not necessary, they don't.
I feel like it's too soon to be talking about this.
Agreed. But it's the sides that people take, then their agendas, which causes them to do that, in my opinion.
Agreed.
They're blaming, right, and shaming.
Yes.
Right. That's
my point is people, human beings, are suffering right now. And I don't care what their political beliefs are.
Agreed.
They're suffering.
Well, my point is,
as a guy who stands firmly in the middle of all of this stuff, if there is such a thing, if you're even allowed to be in the middle anymore, I don't understand it. It's unconscionable to me that there's so much blaming by anyone outside of the situation. If someone is in Altadena and they're upset about the water and why wasn't there water, or the Palisades, why wasn't there water, I mean, they've got a legitimate gripe, but that's a homeowner who lost their home and their cars and their pets and their, all of that shit. So I feel like that's someone who might be qualified to be saying wah right now. Someone who's in another part of the country that has, or even another part of the state who just isn't here and doesn't see what we see out there and feel what we feel and is affected, how we all are. I don't feel like this is your place or time to be talking.
Agreed.
That's my position.
My only point is that within what do you want? Do you want us to start pointing fingers at every situation that it's everybody's fault?
Sure.
It's no one's and everyone's.
Life is imperfect. This is one of those shitty situations.
That's my point.
I think that everybody's probably right. It's kind of like OJ did it, okay? It's like he did it and he was framed, okay? That's why he got off.
We can walk and chew together at the same time. No,
yeah, it's always both.
Right.
So, you're right. I'm sure there were tons of failures in the systemic failures, but also take into effect that there were, the roof was blowing off of this place, and we're nowhere near either fire. We're firmly planted right in the middle of both of the major fires. Our pool deck furniture, and I'm not talking about umbrellas and deck chairs, I'm talking about sofas and big, heavy club chairs, were blowing around from one side of the pool deck to the other. I was watching it happen. That sofa's got to be a couple 100 pounds.
Wow.
I was watching it happen. One chair went tumbling down the stairs. It was crazy to watch the stuff that's in our pool. I'm not complaining because, wow, there's stuff in our pool. I just mean the conditions were unlike any I had ever seen before.
This is beyond.
Here.
This is beyond.
Yeah.
And when I see a reporter ask or ask somebody who's 27 years old, have you ever seen anything like this? No one's ever seen anything like this.
Right.
No one.
Right.
I've been here my whole life. I've never seen. No one has seen. There's professionals who've been there in the fire department, Cal Fire, lifers who've never ever seen this. So we have to get right with it. You're right. The politicization is over the top. Not time for it. Let it go.
There will come a time. There will come a time where this is all people will be talking about.
As it were. Yes. Not now. Sorry. Was I a little?
No. Who? By the way, who am I to say not yet? Who am I to say not yet? I just feel all of my friends hurting right now, and you talk to them, and there's nothing you can do. You know, they get all the socks they need from the frickin' all of the incredible donations, which are awesome, but like, it doesn't bring their home back or
Well,
their
that's the
pets
insurance
back.
question, right? Yeah, you get money, but what's going to bring back your spirit? What's going to bring back what you've lost?
Nothing today. You're talking about months down the line.
Come on.
And somebody who's dealing with loss currently, I'm dealing with a loss of one aspect of my life. I can't imagine having it all wiped out at the same time.
Overnight, like that.
In an afternoon, some of these people.
Brilliant. It's just so. So this is the gravity of which we speak, and it's imperfect. We will say things tonight, that you will agree with, you won't agree with. I don't care really. The same way with whether I agree or don't agree with policies or legislation or whatever. That's not my business. I'm going to have those feelings anyway, because it is that time, and I think we have to give ourselves grace in how you feel. Don't hold yourself to a hard and fast rule. I've got to do this. This isn't. This person should have done this. No. There's a whole new paradigm. We're in a whole new reality, kids.
Yeah, that does feel too. It does feel like things have changed. Like, remember when 9/11 happened and like you just had a sense that things were different afterwards?
Changed.
COVID, you had a sense that things would be different afterwards?
Exponentially.
Things will be different after this.
So be ready for that. Prep yourself for that.
How? What do you mean? You know what to expect? I have no idea what to expect.
You don't expect anything. I'm a fighter. The worst thing a fighter can do is expect what's going to happen. Because when they're
Interesting.
wrong, they get their ass beat.
So don't anticipate.
My Sifu said, I don't know how to fight until I'm fighting. The Sifu is a martial arts teacher. I don't know how to fight until I'm fighting. I was like, what does that mean? He goes, well, if I've been training this long and I have to think, well, this is going to, what have I been doing? Why is my training, what have I been training? It should happen in the moment. So that if you do this, I respond to that. I don't respond before the response is necessary, because it could be my ass. That's how I'm going to approach this. I'm not going to expect or anticipate, I don't know.
Well, I mean, every moment should be, every interaction with another person
No, but
should
you're asking
kind of
about
be like
how do we go forward now,
Oh,
right, in this moment. And for me, my training, every day to me, my life is training. I'm training my relationships. I'm training my communication skills. I'm training my breath. I mean, every day.
because you want to be better.
Every moment. And I live in the moment the best that I can in order to handle the next one. Whatever comes. And that's where we're going to have to all live, whether we like it or we don't. That's just in my sense of it, that's our reality. That's where we are. And the more we anticipate what will happen, and we'll get disappointed. You know?
I think that what you're discussing is a very human problem, right? People come into a situation with all of the programming from the previous life that they've lived, and they expect a certain result, and
Our conditioning, our upbringing.
it's manifest destiny, basically.
Yes. What society gives us, what we give ourselves, what we choose, and how we
right.
go forward.
So that I believe that it's all a choice, and that you can sort of dictate how your life goes to an extent by working that system.
Right. And for me, the litmus test of how I choose what I choose is it appropriate for me? Is it working for me, and is it working for me and not at the denigration or at somebody's expense? Am I working my truth so it's making me feel better? Is the flow easier, or am I bumping into shit? Am I finding hard edges? Am I argumentative? Am I quick to anger? You know, those things tell me I'm not in the flow. And so I try to look at those things. I'm not always in it. I get angry. I get all
So
those things.
this is a question that really doesn't pertain to tonight, but it's you as a person. How long have you always been that way, introspective and self-improving, or is that something you reached at a certain point in your life?
Yeah, two parts of that. One is I was very fortunate to have the most amazing parents on the planet. You know, to me, I think that's very important for you to, as a young person, be exposed to many different things. My father's Greg Morris from the original Mission Impossible. So our lives we lived our lives on a high vibrational level from the moment I was 7 years old. And we were known to the world, certainly to our race and our culture. And so that was an awareness that I didn't expect at 7. Then I got involved in the martial arts, and that brought me an unconscious awareness of Zen and the Eastern philosophies, and unconscious, because I just wanted to be I just wanted to be a badass, and you know. But you learn.
But you were
these
learning
things.
oneself.
Right, consciously and unconsciously. And then I was fortunate enough to be involved in an awareness and consciousness workshop when I was 17 years old, called Playground. It was like EST. It was like EST, which was Werner Erhard's training system. At any rate, at a young age, I was taught and shown things that I don't think that a lot of young people are shown, and I couldn't unsee them. And they were mainly Eastern philosophically based. I came from the church. My grandmother was a minister, so I knew about religion. So I had a healthy dose of both those coping skills. And so I was able to make choices that I don't think I would have consciously gone to. They were unconscious moments that now, as I reflect, I'm incredibly grateful for them.
Going back to it is the programming. You just had some good programming.
Yeah, I listened well,
Took in the right stuff.
Yeah, I think so. So it holds me in good stead, especially during the tough times. So.
All right, let's see who we got here.
Let's talk, people.
Lindsay Brooke Gallagher, I can hear you. Thank you. So the reason that was a thing is because...
Talk about it, Jameis.
Is because when playing back the last episode, which was all Jay, I'm just sitting here talking to the friggin' guy, you could hear like a buzz in the background. and when I put it on the TV to play something back, I heard it and it irritated me and I couldn't unhear it. And I was like, well, I can't put a product like that out. So then I started chasing all the wires and whatever the heck. I knew it was some sort of ground loop, whatever. I ended up, the mixer died. The old mixer died. Pop. That's exactly what happened.
Pop goes the mixer.
And that's how I was looking for that. That's how I was looking for it. And anyway, so I was rewiring
as I show
a new
up.
mixer. It's not even the mixer that I want a different mixer, but this was a loaner in the meantime. But I had to, whatever. It was a whole thing, and I'm really not confident that I got it all right. But we couldn't have tested.
That's
everything.
why we were wondering if you could hear us. So thank you for saying
yeah,
you could hear us.
Yeah. Struggle was real. Mark Perbonik. Hola, hello, Mark. Miss you, man. I hope that you're coming out to LA at some point this year. It'd be great to see you. If not, I'll see you again on my annual trip. Krista, hand pink waving. I think sometimes it will describe an emoji.
Oh, somebody's
I think
waving
that might have
at us.
been an
Got it.
emoji
Of a hand
on an
waving.
Android device or something.
Got it.
The devastation in California is unbelievably heartbreaking.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is. Excellent. So many restaurants that I used to love are not in existence anymore. That's a weird one for me. Frank Martin, hello, Frank. We love you, buddy. I love that Mazda is basically putting out your car as a special edition. That's pretty cool.
They should call it the Martin.
They should call it the Frank.
The Frank.
I know where you talk, Frank.
Frank.
Go do some French fried potatoes and go do a wash.
Boy, I'm gonna leave you.
Dan McGinnis. I think some aspect of feeling bad in the face of such an event, even if you haven't lost anything, empathy will also... Oh, shit. Here we go. Old guy.
More. Hey, I don't even fake it anymore. I'm faking the
empathy
fun.
will also make you feel what others are feeling. It's hard not to soak that in. Oh, that's a nice perspective, too.
Yeah. Thanks. I need shit, dude. I need help. I do. I need help. I'm telling you.
Processing it all?
Yeah, it's hard. It's brutal.
What is it? Because you didn't lose a house. You didn't lose a home. Your family's okay. A lot of your friends did lose a lot.
Yeah, you said about the restaurant that dude, I grew up there.
Yeah.
This is my place. This is my spot.
Yeah.
You know,
Malibu Palisades.
My wife lives. She works there every single day. We have friends that own property. I mean, it's deep for me. I haven't thought about an audition or working since. Nothing. I'm not considered my business.
And that's not like you at all.
No, my business is to cleanse myself and others, is to be there and help and connect. That's what's needed right now. So.
Dan McGinnis also says hi after all of that. Nelson Sylvia, amen, brother. He agrees with something we were talking about. Maddie.
Bro.
Maddie, what? Can you can hire Maddie to be your life coach? Not life coach. Sorry if I'm putting words in your mouth.
I do not know this, but he's a
It
very
looks like he's expanding.
Fellow.
Okay. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah,
we met him
he's connected.
in the rain one time, I think, when
I've
Good
met
Vibes
him
was
a few
very
times.
small.
I enjoy Matt.
I'm trying to tell a story. I'm trying to tell you. And Nicole was still alive, and it was one of those days where like nobody showed up. I think it might have even been snow or something. Definitely rain. And there was only a few people, and this new guy showed up, and we're like, oh, that's cool. We'll talk to him. And he explained how his life was in such a... He was going through a big changeover. You know those life redos?
Yeah.
Where you reshuffle everything?
Yeah.
He was doing that. He had just driven there from Canada, and he was contemplating going back to leave Canada permanently to then start a new life in Los Angeles, which he has done. Now I would like to hear you.
No, I'm sorry. I was the chorus actually there. Maddie's a special cat, man. He's connected, and he likes to share his insights with the world, and I appreciate it.
Do you watch his videos on
I do.
social?
I do.
It's pretty cool.
I do, and I love his way. You know, he's just so genuine. And
I just found him recently. I mean, I found the videos recently. They're very impressive. He's a natural behind the camera.
And he's back in Canada. I think he had a visa situation, so he's there. He's honoring the government that he loves, so he's there and he's doing his thing, hoping to come back as soon as he can. But he misses us for sure.
Yeah. Are we buying Canada soon? I heard somebody told me.
I don't even. You know, it's funny. That's not the news I listen to now.
All right.
I listen.
I'm not getting involved because I don't. I really am in the middle here.
I cannot. I don't have enough bandwidth right now for that.
Oh, Megan Young, brown heart. Let's see. Whoopsie daisy.
Well, see, you know, Maddie, I met up on the mountain as well. I call it the mountain. Do you call it that too? What do you call it? The GVBC.
The hill, the mountain. I don't know.
The mountain. I think my nomenclature is the mountain. I like it. Gives it a
probably
certain
the
gravity,
hill.
You know, certain weight.
Yeah.
I like the mountain.
Okay.
I'm going up the mountain Friday. So where are you going Friday, Phil? I'm going up the mountain. But so that's a nice segue because Maddie is one of those guys that I met up there, and Frank as well. Frank, and so many people. That my goodness gracious heavens to Betsy. I mean, that's why we're connected, is that. And
look at this sky cam. We put in a sky cam.
Look at you.
Ta-da! Sky cam.
Production value is so wonderful.
Hilarious.
But there, you know, I wanted to bring that up because there are a couple of people from the mountain that have had their homes destroyed and devastated. And can we mention people like Damon?
In fact, he's got a GoFundMe.
Yes. So Damon McCarthy, I believe, has a GoFundMe, and several people have.
Damon is, I hate to say unique because you don't want to, it's not like my loss is more than your loss, but Damon lost his house. They lost his father's house on the same street. They lost his sister's house on the same street. And then a mile and a half down the way in town, nowhere near the street, they lost his artist studio on Fair Oaks, which was historic. It was the original studio of McCarthy Studios. And it was next to the Little Red Hen, which is a historic, awesome little greasy spoon, like diner kind of place.
Diner, yeah.
Awesome soul food that had been there for generations. They have lost a lot.
Yeah.
So
I didn't bring him up to like separate him, but to say this connection we have with the mountain, we have people who come there who have lost everything. You know, not just people that I grew up with, not just people in my industry. There's everybody who lives in this Southern California area is devastated. The Eaton fire, that whole Altadena predominantly fire, where so many historic cultural homes were lost, where an entire African American community is devastated. One of the first middle-class African-American communities was Altadena. Yeah. And so they're now scrambling to pick up the pieces.
Huge in the LA music scene, too.
Yeah, big time. And I have so many people who lived out there that I know. And, you know, we're just hoping that venture capitalists don't go in and you know, the other side of the coin is people taking advantage of people's loss. And that's why I'm so in pain so many moments of the day. Because of
you think about all that stuff, right? You can't help but think about it.
It's a collective loss. I can't separate it. You know, I don't think I should, and I don't think we should.
Well, that's I'm with you on this, and it's sort of like once I got to the realization that I'm going to talk about myself for a second. I'm not the only one who lost Nicole. Yes, she was my wife. Yes, she was my partner, my best friend, my ride or die, all of that. But also, she was special to a lot of other people for their own personal reasons that have nothing to do with me. And I feel like this is very similar. Okay, you didn't lose a home, you didn't use it, but it is your favorite restaurant, and it is all of these memories and this culture that you're talking about that's significant to this area.
It really is. I mean, the car culture in California is arguably the greatest in the world. Arguably the greatest in the world. I'll say that again. The diversity of interests that this state has in the car world is second to none. It's just second to none. That's why so many car manufacturers come here to test their cars, or car magazines come here to test their cars. So it's super important that we acknowledge that community that we're such a part of. And yeah, it's the same, Jay, as when, you know, forgive me, when you lost the beautiful Nicole, the outpouring of love for you, the people who felt you so deeply because they felt they lost someone as well.
Yeah.
She was so special. She connected. Even if you didn't know her as closely as some of you knew her, you felt so close to her.
Yeah.
And you were a part of that.
She had a magic. She had a magic.
She had a beauty to her, a shine, as it were.
Hello, if you're joining us on Instagram Live here with my friend Phil Morris, and we're here live in the play set.
What's up?
And we are talking about, the status here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not great. Everyone's doing it. We're trying to get through it. But we're also trying to be compassionate and trying to shed some light on some stories. And
if there are things we don't understand, please help us. And
Yeah.
enlighten us. If there are positions that we have no idea about that are real and factual, I need to know.
yeah, absolutely. We're figuring our way through this. We don't know what we're doing. Everything, it's sort of uncharted territory. I kind of felt like that already myself with what I've been dealing with personally, and now I just feel like everybody's dealing with
The
something.
unknown.
Yes, something.
It's the full-on running improv.
Yeah.
Is what we're in, people. So, play well. Improvisation, one of the first tenets is don't deny. Right?
No, that's right.
You don't
Yes,
say
and.
no. Yes. So you can continue the bit, basically. And I think that's what this is. Let's not deny. Let's accept people in their pain, honor them, have respect for them, feel what you feel, and be who you are, and be authentic, and get in where you fit in, man.
Get in where you fit in. I like that. Get in where you fit in. And by the way, my aunt, who just on the road trip, discovered I do need reading glasses, and my aunt was like, "Here, just try these."
Oh.
And
So those are the ones your aunt's glasses?
yes.
They're looking very auntie.
Hello.
Hey.
I feel like Jerry Seinfeld in that
Sexy.
one episode
Yeah.
where he's with the button and the theater and the hot dog, where he's got the glasses. He can't.
Oh, I've gone completely into the prescription realm. So, as opposed to using...
Oh, God, I just got so much crisper. Oh, I can read everything. It's terrible. It's terrible. I can see you all now. I can see you all.
They
work
work!
fine.
What's with this wizardry?
They work fine. All right, I'm just trying to wave at people. If anybody wants to... Here, I'll go up here.
Is there a question, a statement, a concern? Because we were talking. We're gonna get to talking. I have something I want to discuss. That came up last week.
Oh, go ahead.
It is not California related, fire related. So
hello, totally watching. Hi, guys. Hello. Are you guys all right? We are all
we're good.
right. Thank you. We're
Thank
both
you.
good.
My phrase is, I'm okay, but I'm not fine. I'm fine, but I'm not okay. I'm fine.
Get your phrase right. Catchphrase.
I'm fine, but I'm not okay.
There it is.
That's real.
King of Pasadena. You were just talking about him.
My boy.
Dave.
My
What's
dude.
his last name?
Mango.
Yeah. These glasses are amazing. Together with the beard, this is a serious look I've got going here.
Yeah.
My wife would have never allowed this to happen.
She'd have trimmed you up,
Oh,
baby.
she just never would. Well, no,
You'd
but
have
she
been
wouldn't have
guessing.
allowed me to come out here like this and
Oh,
talk to people with all this.
It's good for me, okay? I think it works.
I like it too. Okay. Hello. Oh, Sean Bishop. I just saw Sean Bishop. Hello. Whatever. Ah, shit. Oh, no, it's all going to hell. I don't know how to. There we go. Okay.
So talk. What do you say?
Ren Sport Life. My, what big eyes you have. Sorry about Nicole. Thank you, Jeremy Patterson, 35. The Great White Nasty has joined. Jeff Boyardee is here. Hello. What's up? Sorry about the fires out there. Thank you, Jeremy Patterson.
Yeah,
Thank you. It's a look. AJ, it's a look. Yeah, it is.
I shave, you grow the beard. I literally shaved yesterday.
This is not a good look for me. I'm gonna. I think I wanted to maybe do this with you, and then have kind of a cleansing afterwards or something. I don't know.
We're not going to shave on air, are we? It's not one of those.
No, but I would have. I'll do that. I mean, I'll go get it. It's cordless. I could totally do that. I'm kind of weird. I would cut Nicole's hair on the show. Once I started buzzing her head, we would do it over there, and we'd make a little thing out of it.
That's fun. For us, not so much. I don't know. You have to ask people. But yeah, I shaved yesterday. I was like, or day before yesterday. I was like,
You look like you're gonna go work.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt warrior-like.
Do you consider this work? This little...
Not at all.
Thanks.
No. Why would I? You don't want me to consider this work? That would be the last thing you'd want me to consider it.
I think truthfully you're right, but I think
know?
a little bit. I'm looking for some kind of like, oh, totally. It's a real...
I love this. I think it's until then it breaks the fourth wall. No, the whole vibe is working.
Hello, up there. Skycam.
This is why I'm here. I didn't do a couple of other things. I told you in order to be here.
Tell them. Would you tell them? Nobody will believe me if I say.
Yeah, I had.
You said no.
Invitation to speak with somebody this week, and I canceled them because I can't.
A big show, a real show.
It was a good, big, nationally syndicated show that I'm going to do, so I'm not going to mention it.
So, sorry, I got to talk to my buddy Jay.
Well, no, I just couldn't talk about my career and the thing and the social media and the what are you doing now and what's next. You know, I mean, I'm so full of what's happening with this area. That
consumed by our own. Yeah.
That was difficult for me to wrap my mind around. And then I didn't want to talk about that for a while. And then, okay, having talked about that, so now what are you working on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would ultimately get to that, which we might get to as well, but I know it's not that kind of party. So it's easier for me just to be here with you and talk about what's in
Can you
heart.
imagine? Can you imagine? And I play a clip from your next episode of Fire Country.
Yeah.
Like this does not feel.
No.
This
Too soon?
Too soon. As much as I want it to be a real show.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, in a way, I'm really freaking proud of that show.
I meant this one. I wasn't making fun of yours. I meant this.
No,
I wanted this to feel like a real show.
No, this is a real show. This is a part of the real show that you're bringing out of me. I am doing this show called Fire Country. I've done a guest spot on it. I'm not a regular. It's a show on CBS. It's wonderful. It is about what's happening. I mean, that show is about inmates that are released and their sentences are cut if they perform on the fire line in Northern California.
Which is literally what we were doing here.
It is literally what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So I can't be prouder of the people who have produced that show, who created that show. Max Therio is the creator of that show. He was a star. I'm just giving you
hilarious.
a plug,
I know, it
man.
turned into a plug. I made a joke and it turned into a plug.
Because the bridge is so crazy, art imitates life.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
And they are speaking on a real subject. And you could think it's drama and CBS, it's all that. Yeah, it's all of that. But it is talking about a real underpinning that we're living right flipping now. Yeah. And kudos to that show. So honestly, I wanted to talk about that here because I just came off of that experience in Vancouver, is where we shoot it.
Yeah.
And it's about what we're going through right now. And I shot this 2 months ago or 3 months
It's
ago.
out, right? We can talk about it.
January 31st is the next episode.
Okay.
But yeah,
I just meant we're not. It's not
we're
spoiling
not blowing anything. I've already
right.
exposed myself on the show. But yeah, I'm really proud of that show and those creators now. In retrospect, how brilliant that they brought that to light because we're living it right now.
Yeah, and a couple that show's already got a few
4.
seasons under it.
Season 4.
Yeah,
people like it a lot. It's
That's
a very
so
popular
great
show because of what it speaks to. I think.
Son of a firefighter, I support it.
Appreciate it. I'm wearing a hero shirt today. I didn't have a firefighter shirt, but I'm wearing I know it's comic book, but we need heroes right now. All of us, we got to be heroes. All of us got to step up, be heroic in some way. However, whatever that means to you. You know, don't compare yourself to somebody else giving whatever or showing up at wherever. Whatever you can do. You know. Do.
I had one of those the other day too. You can't avoid it. Let's see. Okay. Oh gosh darn it.
Put on all these glasses.
One thing at a time.
Darling, you look
let's
lovely.
See. Jeremy. Don't make me funny. Making fun of me. Okay, let's see. All right, we got some here. You'll come back from all of this in no time. Thanks, Troy. I agree. LA is pretty strong. Hope to see you both in the forest again sometime soon. Thanks, Jeff. We'll talk about that. I think that the forest is closed again.
Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
The word that I'm getting currently is that, and this is for Instagram as well, I guess. What I'm hearing currently is that the forest will remain closed through 12 a.m. or whenever the thing happens, January 19th. So that would bring us through the end of the weekend. Okay. Basically, Monday morning it would be available again. That's if everything goes to plan and they can, get their coverage and whatever else. So theoretically, unless something changes, and I'll post on Thursday. But unless something changes, no GVBC again.
And do you suggest, like every other area, to stay out of? Please stay out of there. Don't
take
an excursion to see if what Jay's saying is true.
Please, yeah. I mean, I think they'll shut you down at the bottom of the mountain anyway. But yeah, this is. I mean, they are saying it on television, but this is also coming from our friends up there who are in the Forest Service, Montrose Search and Rescue, LASD, LA County Fire, all of the agencies up there. It's a lot easier for them to not have us up there at all. And quite frankly, the way they're dealing with the fire situations, you know, the ground zero of it all, like whatever, they're treating it like a crime scene.
Right.
ATF has actually taken over the investigation, so the feds are here to probably try to assess where it came from. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. They have to.
Yeah, especially.
It's too big not to.
This is going to be the big. I mean, they haven't said it's the biggest yet when it comes to financial destruction. It's going to be the biggest of all time.
Yeah.
There's no way it isn't. They went from 50 billion to 150 billion like that overnight. And when I saw the thing, I was like, that's going to be $500 billion.
Yeah.
Especially the way they're going to have to rebuild it in the future. We can't just go put all the plywood back onto PCH. Anything that gets built is going to be built like that one that stayed standing with the concrete and the stucco.
It's going to be like the Getty.
Yeah, right. Same thing.
They're
exactly.
They have building standards like the Getty.
Anyway.
Let's keep talking about GVBC because
I'm kind of commenting. Boy, are you in a rush?
No, not at all.
You'll come back from all this in no time. Okay, it's been too long since I've made it out to GVBC. Miss you all. Simon Belgium. I think you might know him too. He comes up in that old blue Bugatti with the...
Oh, yeah.
He's drifting the damn thing up the hill. On-air shave as a tribute to the old Nicole haircut shows. Oh, so there's somebody who remembers. Yeah, Hollywood at Hoopty Life. So I have King of Pasadena says I shave my beard off once a year, whether I need it or not. That's nice. I have. You know what? I'm going to jump off the Instagram because it's a little too much going on here. But you can go to the stories. You can click the link on YouTube, and that's where we are live, and that's where Phil and I'll be. Right. Please jump in with any comments. Let me just make sure there's nothing to. Do I need to send you guys a truckload of marshmallows? I love marshmallows, so yes. Even though it's kind of a dark joke, but if you've got marshmallow fluff, I would really prefer that. That's my favorite.
Is that your thing?
Yeah. PCH driver, San Diego GVBC, hilarious. I mean, if you provide the place, I'll send people there. Didn't know San Diego had a GVBC. Cool. No, he's. It was a question. There's New Hampshire says hi. Hi, New Hampshire, from Flascora. Sorry. Anti-automatic. Hard to see so much devastation for friends and the people of the city. Hope to see you both and everyone else on the mountain again soon.
You too, buddy.
All right, we love you, Instagram Live. I'm going to jump off here. We're on YouTube. Okay. I like to do that. Then they feel included.
Yeah.
Our audience is much bigger on Instagram than it is on YouTube.
Same with my sister and I. Vision is possible. The same more on the Instagram Live.
It doesn't make sense not to at least jump on.
That's what she thinks. It's the same thing. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to prompt you to talk more about GVBC. I just love it.
You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. I have a way where apparently I have a look that apparently is, I don't know. I know that you get cut by it all the time.
But I handle it like a champ. I do.
Well, my question is, why are you still getting cut by it if you know that that's how I am?
Well, because it's not.
You're like, why don't you change?
Your business how I respond to you, mister.
Yeah, but I would like you to not have to have that biting energy in your face all the time.
I'll overcome it in my own way.
I'm acknowledging it's me.
I get it.
Okay.
See? You see how we are, people?
This is how we are in real life.
This is how we are. This is real life. That's what you're saying. You like it here? This isn't work. This is real life. This is what you wanted, right? This is what I wanted. It's so funny because we got into this the other day. I asked him a question. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up.
Okay.
It's an indicator.
That's where we're going.
Where
all right.
we're living.
I see.
I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I love GVBC so much.
No, you were going to ask a question. What was the question?
No, I'm relating the story.
Oh, I see.
The story. So I love it so much, and you know, we're a good group of people who love our cars, and you know, we like a spirited drive, just the way it is. And so I asked Jay about some stuff about, you know, some of the risks that people are mentioning about going up there, and we were
say what you said. A lot of people had been talking
They had
oh, there's so many crashes
posting,
lately, or there's so
yes,
I'm not going to go up because it's not
relating
safe.
that it wasn't safe. Right?
The delusion is that it was ever safe. It's one of the most dangerous roads in the country. People have been going off of it for years. This is not a new problem.
Decades.
Exactly. Are they going off faster? I don't know. Here's what I do know from the authorities on the mountain. Far fewer deaths than ever before. They attribute it to safety in cars. Cars are newer than they used to be, so there's airbags and all the other stuff. And then the biggest thing is the iPhone 14 on all have that satellite, SOS, whatever the heck, where if you go flying off the mountain, not only does it say, oh, I recognize you were in an accident, I'm pinging 911 with your location. 911 in those areas on the signals goes directly to Montrose Search and Rescue, and then it gets dispatched from there. I feel like I feel like there's a lot of facets. I feel like it is those two things. I feel like it's also there probably used to be more motorcycles in the old days, so a motorcycle head-on is going to often be more a fatality than some of the car stuff. I'm not condoning any of the car stuff that happens. I'm the opposite. I am of the opinion that you should be respecting the crest.
Same here.
My point is, I think there is a misunderstanding that it was ever safe and it has recently gotten unsafe. First of all, this thing is cyclical. It's seasonal every single year. Summertime, more people come out. There's people who aren't familiar with the road. The kids have dad's car. They got the birthday. They got the graduation. This literally happens every single year. And then the winter comes, and then people clean their act up because they have to, because they can't drive like shit on a road that has a loose surface. So anyway, it depends on how long you've been going up there. If you've been going up there for years, you've seen it. According to the agencies, the numbers are actually down. I don't know.
But I think that's good to hear. That's what I was looking for as a bit of a newbie for sure to the mountain, but not as a driver.
Right.
I've been driving for a long time, other places. This is just
in all ways
newish in all ways. In
track racing schools, yes.
That's right. Open wheel cars, the whole thing. My only question was for my own self-interest.
Yeah.
In that I want it to continue.
Yeah.
I want people to get it right. I don't want them to shut it down because of a lowest common denominator kind of thinking.
Right.
Or have oversight that's based on that. Right. And that was my only query. I think it's akin to this. People, it's hard to overreact to this. This is such a huge situation. But we have to be mindful of the steps we need to take in order for us to live life and go back to life as it is and not let things shut us down that are inordinate or inappropriate for us. And that my question was I thought innocuous, but you gave me a great answer in that it's never been safe.
Well,
it's like living in...
It's not what you expect to hear.
No, but it's the truth.
Right, it is the truth.
It's the truth.
You should be respecting that road at all times. It has not that you can be doing the speed limit and something can happen. You can go under the speed limit and something can happen. The first flat tire we ever got, we were going under the speed limit. We were doing like 47 in a 55 because I didn't know the road that well yet.
Wow.
And we got in. I hit a rock and we got a flat tire.
Yeah, I'm not espousing anything, which is why I don't want other people to either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want them to blame it on one factor when that isn't it. That's your agenda. I get it. You're not into exotic cars or whatever the thing is. Mm-hmm. Don't then overlay that on us as a community because we're quite respectful of that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the of all the things that have been written or said about GVBC, the Road and Track article really is kind of the best because even it talks about how inconvenient it is, how you probably won't like it. There's no bathroom, there's no food.
You gotta want to get there.
It's a really long drive. We would prefer you not. Come on, like if it was the 10th time I'd been asked that question that week, so that's why you got the answer you did,
so thank you. Which
was, you're my real friend. I can tell you what I really think.
Yeah, and I can't unhear that.
And I don't know what to say. Yeah,
no, but
we've covered it.
Yeah, we get ask and answer it, counsel.
There's so much to it.
Yeah.
There are people I like and respect, and they're like, well, I don't know. I keep seeing all this stuff. It's like, well, look, we're posting it more often because the agencies are literally giving me stuff to post as a PSA to say, don't do this. You're going to ruin it for everybody. Don't do this.
There's never been a post I've Every post I make is how beautiful it is, how amazing the people are, how the cars are secondary to who the people are and what the vibration is. That's why it's Good Vibes Breakfast Club. I didn't name it that. That's what I came upon. That's what I discovered because that's what existed. And so that's what it is. And I don't want them to get it twisted. Right. So I think that was the point of view I was coming from. This is such a beautiful energy.
You made it clear it was more of a preservation position.
Yeah.
It was, I don't want this to get shut down.
No. So, it's so beautiful, people,
This is something I've been thinking about since kind of the first footage where the news was showing some of the aftermath. In addition to, again, surprisingly small loss of life, which is really like, that's the godsend in all of this. We're talking mainly about property loss here, for the most part, when you consider the ratio of how many, thousands and thousands of buildings lost. We have the casualties for me are going to be in the cars. There are going to be so many cars that we all know that have personalities that are driven by people that we know and love that are no longer in existence. I, again, like the people, I lost count of the cars. Whether they're GVBC cars or just cars you see driving around LA, I have a sneaking suspicion that the collector car market is about to go through the fucking roof because of this catastrophe.
I thought about that.
Cars, watches, art. We haven't talked about the loss of these collectible items.
Things, the family items and stuff.
Mementos.
Cars, for a lot of people, are those things.
Oh, for me, yeah. It's probably more than anything in the house.
So it's akin to those things. So people don't go, are you car guys? No. That's our connection is with that. It's almost a sentient being for us, So that's a piece of memorabilia. It's a piece of art. It's a piece of sculpture. It's automotive art. And a lot of collections are going to have been lost,
Well, I think it's going to be because of
even if it's
because of the numbers.
It's all those.
You have no idea. It's I personally. I mean, like, dude. There are so many Porsches gone. It is. It's crazy. It's crazy. There are so many Breakfast Club people that lived in the Altadena, Pasadena area where I can think of one person who his house remained, but he lost his garage. So the cars that we know, those are gone. God bless his house. He's not upset about the car. He's got his house. I mean, everyone's taking it in perspective. Right. I'm on the outside here looking in. I didn't lose anything, thank God. Just my wife. Let me tell you. Nicole would be laughing. I don't know. It's all just kind of.
I don't think anybody knows. You said it before. How do you deal with it? I don't know. I mean, I know my particular way of coping, but that's mine. And everybody has theirs. And we have to find it. We have to discover it. We're going through a very difficult blind period where the next moment is unknown, and we have to be, unfortunately, available to that.
Yeah.
And see where it goes and takes us. That's the hard part. I'm here to again. I'll as long as we're on, I'm going to keep saying it. That's why I'm here tonight. That's why I'm here.
Carissa Koch says, "Hey,
yes, up."
Maddie Riddle, correct. Love to see you both.
We coming, man.
All aboard. Tastebud 420, The Canyons.
Yeah.
Anti-automatic, hard to see. How did we do that one? Maybe it came up again. Sorry, buddy.
He's an R8 guy. I love him.
Oh, you know what? He might have done it. Did I read it over there first?
Yes, you did.
And then now, okay, so
it's transferred.
Just a little heads up, you're breaking up a bit here and there. Sorry, Lindsay.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't seen me talk about my kids yet. I'll really break up then.
Seriously. Instagram misses out on Skycam. That's true. That's true. Oh, let's do this from Skycam.
The production value.
Oh, I got to refill the bubble machine. I bet that'll be great with Skycam.
Love to hear that. Love to see that. I remember the bubble machine.
Sam A. might head up to ACH Monday morning if they don't extend the closure. Yeah.
Check it out.
Mark Green. Hi, Mark Green from the Cars Yeah podcast. Hey, guys.
What
great
up,
to
Marky?
See and hear you.
You see, buddy.
Mark Green, this guy would be a great guest for your Cars Yeah podcast.
Let's go.
John Unit, when I drove up the first time, I'd already been doing track and autocross and potentially dumb street stuff for a decade.
See? Johnny knows what we're talking about.
Hang on. Here we go. Still knew this road was above my skill. Yeah, so there you go. Here's somebody who has the skill and respects the road. That's
Well, respect the crest is a great phrase. It says so much.
You're welcome.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. It's a great phrase. Because no matter what level you think you have,
Right.
if you keep that in mind,
Right.
you'll be cool.
It's whatever it is for you. Right.
That's right.
That's right.
So good, brother. So good. No, I'm telling you.
I feel like it was in existence forever. I don't think I could have come up with that. I feel like I just, publicized it or whatever.
Right, got it.
I don't want to take credit for something. I'm not sure I came up with that.
It landed on me.
But it did land on me, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then other people liked it because of the Porsche crash. Respect.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but that's talking about Angela's crash. Angela's crash. But it makes sense. Porsche life, respect the crash. Like, I can understand why people thought
the
that.
connectors are there.
The brand, if we... Nicole had a real hard time with it because is ACH still closed? It is. The entire forest is still closed until at the earliest Monday morning. Currently, that's the current word. All of this is a branding nightmare because we didn't intend for any of it to be what it became. The only thing we nailed was the GVBC logo. That was all me because of the CBGB.
CBGB. Yeah.
I had a feeling that it was going to be famous for not what we wanted it to be famous for. The CBGB stands for Country, Bluegrass, and Blues. And it got famous for punk and rock.
Right.
And it's still to this day.
Connected to that.
But the name of it is Country, Bluegrass, and Blues.
But GVBC didn't. It stuck. I mean, it is what it is. Right? Or was it?
Yes, but so did the name of the other place. But point being, it was this small little get-together of 10 or 12 people that had, it was a whole different idea. And now it is not that at all.
Oh, no.
It's the same kind of deal.
It's international, my friend.
What?
It is international.
Oh.
It is worldwide.
It's fragile.
Yes.
No idea.
I'm talking Frenchie. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole world, man. I meet people come up there now to meet me because they know that I come up. No, it blows my mind because I'm just a car dude. In my head, I'm just another car, like knucklehead.
There becomes a place where you can meet you.
Yeah, and I forget that me that is down the mountain. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Most people, you have to do a cameo to have that kind of interaction, but that's a place where they can actually go.
Right. And
not everybody.
It's honorable, but it's surprising to me. It just is, as I'm sure to you it is sometimes.
For me, it's off the charts. None of this was ever what I'm sorry. Don't get me started.
I'm sorry. Speaking to the microphone, Jay. What were you saying?
None.
I do.
I don't have any words for this. I am so we're not worthy. It's ridiculous. I'm not worthy.
But once again, it is the reality. So you can say you can feel that all you want. The reality is, it happens. It is what you have started. I don't want to use it, but it is what you have started.
It's what Misha said. At some point, you do all this work that doesn't do anything. You get no momentum, no pay, like literally nothing for years and years and years and years and years. And then one day, all of that stuff that was garnering no yield whatsoever, all of a sudden the momentum kicks up. It's like you were starting the machine or whatever, pulling the car back all of a sudden. Right. And then he said at some point something happens, there's a tip in the scales, and then you can't stop it because you did all of that work.
That's exactly
it's like when you're going over the roller coaster, when you're cresting the hill and the front isn't going as fast yet because the back is still slowing it down. But when you get halfway down, the back is now caught up and you're like,
right,
turbo boost.
You're winging it. Yep, you're going. But that's beautiful. That's beautiful to me.
Yes, and she saw it happen a million times. I wish she were here to see whatever is happening now. And by the way, I think it's only happening because she's gone and working her magic.
No, that's not true.
That's what I feel.
But I'm outside of that, and I'm in a different faction. But I feel it resonates with me. You know what I mean? I found my tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is, and that the work that you have put in gives you an authenticity. And we're like, shit, no, that's what I want some of that. I'm about that. I want that. And so then we go there and we all get a part of it. Because if it listen, I belong to a lot of car clubs. I don't go to one event ever, not one ever, because it's not my thing. My thing is more grounded. I like to think.
Yeah.
So when I go to Newcomb's, when I go to GVBC, I feel like I'm among people who feel the same way. It's not a, it's oh God, what do I want to say? It's more entrenched than that. It's more nuanced than that. I can talk about cars, yes, but I can talk about your life. I'm interested in Frank and his life. I'm interested in you and your life. I was interested in Nicole because of her thing, and then her thing. So it's beyond cars.
Yeah.
I go to a car event. I'm into cars. Right? The Porsche event is Porsches. The Audi event is Audis. Ferrari is Ferrari. But the people are secondary. GVBC, to me, people are primary. To me. Even though I love cars, and I think it's amazing, when I get there, I'm into everybody else's shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
It's no longer me.
It is totally true.
I'm
You forget
whoa.
about your own car when you get up there.
Well, and what's the one constant everybody says? So what'd you roll up in? What'd you bring up?
Yeah,
here
how was
today?
your drive? Yeah.
You know, and no judgment at all. I just want to know what the answer is.
Mm.
And when you tell me the answer is a Vega twin turbo, shit, I want to see that.
I'm into it. Yeah. Pop the hood.
Vega Master. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a Bugatti or a Ferrari 275 or any of the fucking iconic cars.
Yeah.
That's.
It is nice when those show up too, though.
So thank you, bro. It's going to keep happening.
I know, but this is where it. Okay, so you see all of that, and then you say thank you, bro. I hear, thanks for making this thing that we all love, and it's like, well, I didn't really do it on purpose, so I don't really deserve credit. It's not really me. If she didn't get sick, we wouldn't have done it in the first place. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, all of that math of how it actually happened comes to play. The story is, oh, Jay and Nicole started this thing. It's like, that is true. We are the impetus. But it's what everyone else has brought to it that is what makes it what they're complementing. And that is something that I don't think gets said enough. We may have made a soup, but it's the ingredients that everyone else brought that made it taste like it tastes.
I get what you're saying.
I don't deserve it.
I don't agree with that. I think you can. Both can be true.
Okay.
Really, both can be true. They can honor the fact that you started this soup that everybody's. But you started the soup. You turned the fire on. You put the pot on the thing. You put the initial.
Yes, but unlike the Chicken Lord Little story or whoever didn't help the thing make the bread, everyone else helped make the bread.
Agreed, but they're not.
So of course we get to all enjoy it together.
But everybody. I just said they come to me and they say thank you for being here. They go to Magnus. They say that. They go to Johnny. They say that. So everybody gets a part of that.
Yeah.
You're just a really big part of it, and that's okay. That's okay.
I guess.
That's okay. It's like me being Jackie and me going, oh, well, I wasn't a regular. I don't. No,
Only did so many episodes.
Jackie's a badass. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He deserves it. You know what I mean? I work my ass off for that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I want that accolade. You went through a lot. Is it born of something that maybe they don't know about? That ain't their business. It's not my business to tell people when I blow a line or how hard it was for me to get to Jackie.
Well, that's interesting.
It's not my business to tell them that. It's only my business to honor the fact that they appreciate what I've done.
That's interesting. What is my deal that I want to show everybody how to bake the bread? Like that, I want to pull the curtain back on everything. I'm such a truth teller that I don't.
You don't want the credit? You don't?
No, I'm just saying in general. Like I want to always. Nicole was a big one about front of house, back of house. She's like,
Yeah.
When you go out there,
that was her job.
The walk and repeat, stand and repeat, whatever that stupid thing, the press board line. She was like, fucking turn it on. I don't care how you feel on the other side. And that's why she was that way all the way up to the end, to the point where nobody ever knew how bad it was. So I have a hard time with that because I'm more of the authentic guy of if I'm not having a great time, you probably already know. You probably already feel it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you don't get to be both of those things if you're in that position. I'm here to tell you.
You can't be Mr. Rogers and David Letterman, But I'm like this weird.
I get it.
Do you?
I do.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, that's why I
don't know how to be on a regular.
That's why I do what I do, because I do get it. You know what I mean? Because I can't.
Yeah, but you get to escape into these other roles, and then you can get it out that way.
You're only you.
I'm
all the
me
time.
all the time. It's so much me. It's so much me. At least when it was we, half of it was her. Can we talk about her for a second? Are you okay?
I'd love to. I love her.
You were here a lot that final. Let's shift position.
Yeah.
If no one's cried yet tonight, we'll take care of that in the next 15 minutes.
We'll get to it.
Let's talk about Nicole for a second. You loved her, you know, and you were here a lot that last week. Anything you want to say, I'd love to hear.
Well, I mean, I'm always impressed by the energy around a human being that kind of speaks to the human being, right? The energy around here was so beautiful, was so honest and without regard to themselves. It was all about Nicole. It was all about you.
That final week.
How we could, yes.
Oh, that was
how
amazing.
we could ease your journey as well. I think everybody forgets that we all transition when somebody transitions. We all transition emotionally and spiritually. They transition physically, but we're left here to transition emotionally and spiritually. So that was best done with a group of people who are on the same page, who were just about you. It wasn't about them. It was whatever they could do for this situation, how they could contribute. I mean, does it sound familiar to what we're talking about?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, I think that's why I
know,
made the correlation before.
Yeah. So that's how we're best served, and I was really happy to serve in that way. I'm a newish friend, but time does not bespeak quality. Quantity is not quality.
I know that, yes, I know why you would say that, but we hit it off. So there are certain people in my life that when I hit it off with them, we became instant family, and you're one of them. Reggie's one of them. Byron's one of them. There are just people, and you're one of those people.
Oh, thank you, brother.
I think it's real. People who are real and genuine tend to find each other, and then they molecularly they just bond. They just kind of glom onto one another.
Yeah, they can't unstick themselves either.
Right.
It's really hard to unstick it.
You'd have to do some serious chemistry. You got to either heat it or fuck it up somehow or hit it with a hammer.
I think sometimes that's our because we're finding out. You know what I mean?
You and me?
Yeah. Where are we?
I'm always fine, but I find that
where are we with it all?
Sometimes you're like, oh, whoa, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you know,
whoa, and I'm
an actor. I'm super sensitive, right? So I'm a bit of an empath when it comes to all that.
You're a lot of an empath.
So yeah, let me tell you about being here that last little bit since you asked. I had the great honor to speak with Nicole's parents right there. And I spent a long time with them, about an hour, when everybody was out here. And you asked me if I would go in and speak with them, and I was honored to. I didn't know what would occur.
You had some pertinent experience in your own life that
To share.
Yes,
you know.
And quite frankly, they had wanted to meet you, and it just felt like the right timing, where it wasn't going to be you encroaching on their time with the remaining time that they had with Nicole. It felt like this was something that, you know, when you just get like a signal from somewhere, really like a good idea.
It was really good, yeah. Well, I think we helped each other. You know, I think there was a healing process for both, a bit of a therapy session for both of us. Because I come from this industry from a point of view that most people don't. You know, I didn't start by being an actor. I started by being the son of an actor. You know, so I went through all of the growing pains that you go through when you live with an artist, right? Then I became an artist myself. So I had those perspectives to bring. And I think her parents were unaware of the vagaries of this industry that we work in and how difficult it can be. And challenging, but beautiful at the same time. So we risk the challenge to live in this beautiful world, right? And I don't think they understood the gravity of some of that, you know, and people who are outside of our industry have an easy time judging it, pointing fingers at it, good and bad. You know, they give it too much credit, and then they give it too much vilification in a way. And I think that they were in the kind of the vilifying mode, and I was able to humanize the journey for them. I think that's the best way I can put it, with my own experience, with myself, what I go through, and then what I went through with my father in it. And Nicole was literally right there. Her parents were, her mom was on her bed, and her dad was here. And, you know, at one point I felt like, you know, I'm just going to leave you with your daughter. And I was saying these things so that they understood, but I knew that she was there and she was hearing me.
Nicole.
And that hopefully she would appreciate my perspective being transmitted to them. And I said, I'm going to leave you with your daughter so you can be with them. And they said, no, please, stay with us.
Wow.
And I knew we had hit on something. So I stayed. And it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. The energy in the other room was so supportive. And then, I'm able to share my journey, which hasn't always been easy, no matter what anybody thinks about it or reads or sees. But we all have a fleshy underbelly, and I was able to expose that to them, and they were respectful and honorable, and I think it touched them, and I think it helped them transition as well. So, yeah, that was that.
It's all blurry for me, that whole week.
I can't imagine.
I mean, I know it all took place, but it also doesn't really feel real. I'll forever be grateful for all the people who came through that week. It was crazy. It was crazy. It really was.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, at one point, the hospice nurses kept telling us that it's too much commotion. It's too many guests. It's too many visitors. And they were like, it's not good for her. And the argument was like, what the fuck is it? This is exactly what she would have wanted. This is exactly how she would have done things, like if it were up to her. So what are you talking about? Like, what are she gonna get sick? Is she gonna?
Is it hurting her?
You know what I mean? Like we're all here because this is it.
Yeah.
And they understood, and I think they could tell that they weren't going to win with this crowd. I mean, it
was a pretty
we had
strong, powerful
that's what I mean, group
crowd
of strong personalities and stand-up comedians that were here.
Well, the people they might be a comedian, but their beingness is so deep.
Correct.
So
Byron
deep,
in particular is who I'm thinking of.
Reggie.
Yes.
I mean, come on, dude. Matt Farah.
And then everybody who comes in sort of looks, we're all characters. Everybody who's around me and Nicole is a character. And I posted a picture once and I sent it to her parents, and somebody said, the brother or somebody said, it looks like the Muppet Show. And it really did. It was like Magnus and Reggie and a bunch of, hey guys, I want to go to Hollywood, And that's what it looked like that week. A cavalcade of, Magnus comes in and he's got the whole hair thing. And you're right, a Reggie or a Paul Rivera, same thing. We all have a unique, distinct looks. Matt Farah, you're right.
Exactly.
I'm so grateful to you for spending time with them. They are very grateful to you for spending time with them.
We're family, now, for sure.
I'm glad because they
family.
Send you their best.
Love them. Love back to them, for sure. Can't wait to see them again.
I talk to them all the time. It's kind of wild.
If I go back, I need to see them.
You should.
Oh, I will.
I saw the brother Justin down in San Diego the other day. I took a break from the fire to go down and get out of here for a couple hours. Yeah,
that's where you went, I should say.
Super early in the morning. Got down there at 10:30 or whatever, and then I left right after lunch. We had lunch together, and I left. I was like, I gotta go. Yeah, it was just. I just felt angst. I felt angst is not right, but anxiety. I just felt like a tense.
It's a lot, brother.
It's not just you and me, right? It's the whole city.
It's the whole thing. The whole swinging thing, man.
Hey, man.
Was
that your
swinging? Hey, George, give me a ka-chung, 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 ka-chung.
Oh, God.
We're doing talk shows, Sammy shows.
I love the old greats.
Met them all, baby. I was fortunate.
You wouldn't have done the Tonight Show with Carson.
No.
But your dad would have probably.
I think he did, yeah. No, but those were our days. That's my days, man. I'm old. I'm not old. I'm vintage. But yeah, those were my days.
Classic.
You're
classic.
I'm a classic.
You are a classic. I think you are a classic. I think you could play whenever because I feel like there's this weird timeless quality. Is that offending you? I'm sorry.
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
I agree. What am I going to say? Yes, I'm timeless. I'm ubiquitous. There is nothing I can't do. No,
the way you do things, I think, works whenever. I think there's a timeless element to it.
Thank you. I think Jackie will always be funny.
That's kind of what I mean because you put a humanity in there that is relatable to all of us. You don't have to be black. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be a New Yorker. There's all these things that you're not on the same page with Jackie, but somehow I get Jackie.
Because Jackie's real to me. He has the same grievances as all of us. He hates stupidity. Do you know what I mean? He hates ignorance.
Yeah.
He hates ludicrousness. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't. I got no time for that.
That's right. Cut to the chase.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
need
So I'm that way too.
That's why he loves Kramer. You're authentic, Kramer. You're real. People love you. Just don't keep fucking with me. You know what I mean?
He fucks his shit up every single time.
Every time. I'm glad I'm laughing. I had no idea. I didn't know if I would be laughing tonight.
We can't get together and not laugh. Shy of,
That's true.
of all of. I'm going back to Nicole for just 1 second.
Please.
Does all of this LA stuff give you a chance to think about something else? It's in the saddest way, because I hate that other people are suffering. I think that it's helping me in the same way that, while this was sad too, everyone else going through COVID, where they were locked up and couldn't go to their jobs anymore and couldn't all that. Everyone was kind of living the life that Nicole and I were already living because of her illness.
Right.
So there was like this kind of weird equalization period where we felt like we had it worse than everybody for a little bit, but then everybody caught up, and that's how life is, or whatever. And this feels similar to me.
Similar.
I'm talking about personal, Jay Ryan, how this thing relates to Jay Ryan.
Well, it's an interesting.
But I think that we all probably do that. Is my point.
I think we do, because we all have our issues, right? We all have our place that's difficult for us to deal with. Mm-hmm. And so then when we see around us, my son said this the other day, it's unfortunate we get that perspective based on tragedy, but tragedy brings perspective. Yeah. It allows us to see who we are in this, and unfortunately compare ourselves to those that have lost, and hopefully you realize your blessings and you're grateful. Right. And then you have empathy and compassion for those who have lost everything.
Right.
But it does definitely give you a marker for you to see where you're suffering and how your suffering measures up against somebody who's absolutely devastated.
Yeah.
When you were going with what you were going through, I was there for you. My problems seemed to pale in a way. In a way, same with this. So I take your meaning. Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. It gives us perspective on what we're dealing with, what we think is a tough time. We see somebody who really, really has it tough.
So then you center yourself, you're thinking a little more in gratitude, which is always a good place to be, and then that helps pull you out of it. No, I'm trying to do the pieces of how it all works, because that would make sense with me.
I think so.
Usually when I get to a place of gratitude and or of service, where I'm being of service to someone else, that's when my cortisol levels or whatever, that's when I start to feel better about getting out of bed, because otherwise it's Tom Hanks in Sleepless Seattle. I have to tell myself to get up out of bed every day. I don't want to anymore. Right. Nothing's as good as it used to be. Mm-hmm. Everything used to be better. That's a weird one. Like it's basically what Nicole was dealing with every day.
Right.
Her shit got worse every day, where thank God mine isn't. But like, you wake up and that weight's there. John Mayer. I hate to quote lyrics, but he's got that. When you're dreaming with a broken heart, waking up is the hardest part. Mm. Oh, it's so true, because in your dreams she's still there, or she's still there.
Right. You can construct it.
Yeah, or whatever. You're at least not in the pain.
Consciously.
And then you wake up and you're in the pain.
Stings you. Mm-hmm. And your gut goes.
Yeah, and you go, well, if it were up to me, I would just pull the covers up and not get up today. But no, you have to get up every day.
And you're still fresh in it, my friend. It's so fresh. My
exciting.
But it's new. You're fresh in it. So a lot of that, you have to give yourself grace.
Yeah.
I say that a lot, because these things should fucking distract us.
Yeah.
There are things that are hard in life. One of my greatest things that I have learned, we won't talk about it. One thing is the Buddha. The Buddha says there's pain and suffering in the world. And there's nothing you can do about it except be. Mm. Now that's deep.
Yeah.
Because if you are being, you're in the truth, you're in the moment.
In the moment.
You
Present.
are the light. That's what you can contribute. Pain and suffering will always be there. What you can do is be the light. So that's really, that helps me a lot. Mm. Another thing is, we talked about this in the kitchen. I've developed this because some shit is happening in my particular journey that's not easy. My family's journey. And I've come upon this phrase, which is the what the fuck. Mm. When you reach a moment where you're like, what the fuck? And you really are in you really are asking that? Because that is the place that you are in. When you really ask that, that's your answer will be coming to you. Mm. If you are not denying the fuck.
You're at the face of a precipice at that point. You're knocking on the door. Is
The
that
moment
the
of clarity
idea?
that alcoholics have.
Aha. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
When you're just messing with yourself and it's like, man, how come they're
You're not
doing
really
this to me?
doing it
No,
yet.
you're always going to be in it.
You have to really be.
When you are really in that, what the?
So it's an internal switch
Woo!
flips, and you've decided.
It's a very personal thing. It's a very personal thing. When that comes upon you and you really embody that thing, as uncomfortable as it is, and it's uncomfortable. We're talking about the uncomfortable shit, not the easy stuff.
Right.
That, your answer is in there. Stay in that place. Lean into that. Your answer will come from that. It's a hard thing.
Yes.
It has never not worked for me. Never. And I've had some hard stuff. No matter what people think.
You learned that through martial arts?
Yeah. Yes.
Did you come to Buddhism through martial arts? I mean, I'm
But
guessing.
to the best I can in this structure that we live in, it's hard to be a Buddhist in the Western society, in the civilization.
Well, I agree. Well, everything's a hodgepodge
So
these
it's more
days.
Zen for me. It's more the Zen living.
Well, yeah, and being present.
Yeah.
I mean, that resonates huge.
Right.
I mean, I feel like once I
Finding the answer as opposed to continually being in the problem,
being the
samsara, the pain and death cycle.
How do you go out in the world anymore? Because I can't even go. I have a hard time.
The universe can't abide a lie. You get me started, bro. You hit all my philosophies. Philosophies.
Philosophy.
That's what I'm saying.
Write a book,
Straight
mister.
up,
What are you
Junior.
waiting for? Oh my
random house,
gosh.
here I come.
Seriously.
You'll pick me up at the Bodhi tree.
Another. Hey, man.
Hey, babe.
Get Meg Parson over
In
at
the
Simon and
incense
Schuster.
section. My opinion. Here's my opinion again. You're gonna get it. You asked me, I'm the guest tonight. Hilarious. The universe cannot abide a lie. What do I mean by that? It will purge itself. It will clean itself. You know, the universe in its bigness and its large macro-ness of it all. So my hope is always hanging on that we will win out.
I think you should write a book.
Yeah.
Philosophies. I mean, it's just right there for you. You, sir, are worthy of so much because you have blessed so many. He's probably talking to both of us. Thank you, Steve Ellis. Love you, man. Aloha nui loa to you. Spending some time in Hawaii.
No kawaii.
Enjoy.
Right here.
There you go.
Waka waka.
Y'all are nuts. Thanks, Krista.
Truly.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, in a good way.
Well said, Steve Ellis. Well, they're all looking at the comments with each other. Krista. Damn, I just got here. I've been ranting about the government elsewhere. What did I miss? Oh, Jesus. Put it away.
Buddy.
Tie it off. Damn, I'm going to miss the crest. Moving out of state for a while. It's been my favorite place ever in my life.
It ain't going nowhere. It changes from time to time.
Thanks for always being so welcoming. Oh, that's everybody up there.
For sure.
Krista community. Amen.
We need it.
People brought it because you and Nicole attracted it. Okay, I'll give you that.
See, thank you. Please tell him I'm not lying to him.
No, I mean, I get that because the magnetization has always been my thing my whole life.
Well, you keep talking about her and how beautiful she is. You know she chose you. You know she chose you.
That's the one thing that never made sense to me.
Shut it down. She was attracted to you for some good reason. She's a good human. She wanted a good human. Come on, man.
Yeah, no.
Come on, bro.
I know. Nobody wants
You
to
guys
look
know
at
what I'm
themselves.
talking about.
Nobody wants to look at themselves. So what? Love started it, and you chose to keep it up. We attract like people. Cool people come because y'all are cool. Amen. See, all right. So everyone's on yours. Everyone's on Team Morris on those ones. Gratitude. Amen, Midge. Gratitude is right.
Blessings.
Everything used to be better, man. I felt that. Love to you, my friend. It's the truth. Bill Wolfson. Love to you. Okay, so let's see. We talked about Nicole. I could do that forever. We talked about cars. I could do that forever. GVBC. Did we cover all the stuff with GVBC? No GVBC this week, probably. I'll post on Thursday if anything changes.
I believe so. I think
fires suck.
Here's what I do want to say about GVC.
Go ahead.
Thing. Yeah. If we do see a post where somebody do some cars and a record, saying, please don't use your dark humor, your gallows humor on somebody's unfortunate situation. You know, they lost their car. I don't care if they did it wrong. That's an accident. You know, somebody's going through something.
Where's the line on that? Because sometimes you can't park here. Sometimes I find that kind of funny
for me.
But I agree with
just be sensitive to it all.
I know everyone always posts, ran out of talent or whatever. Yeah. It's usually true, though. Isn't it usually true?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying I agree with you. I genuinely do.
You know, ultimately.
Hopefully, if someone survives an off like that or a wreck or a flip or whatever, hopefully. By the way, usually it's a young person who's like they just haven't learned yet. It's just an expensive lesson. Usually it is a lesson.
Right.
And then they don't, they get another car in a few months or a year or whatever, and then they come back and then they don't drive that way anymore. Right. They learned. So I had a lot of those when I was a kid, right? Don't we all?
A couple. Yeah.
I never had any as bad as some of the ones I've seen, but again, I attribute that to the road. The road will bite you. The road will bite you. It looks like it'll do one thing and then it doesn't.
And if you're not familiar with off-camber and weird stuff that racers are familiar with and how physics work,
Physics is huge. Car control and momentum and contact patch, all of those things.
All that helps. It all helps to know that stuff.
Huge eternal gratitude thanks to all of the agencies that have been patrolling not just the crest but all of Los Angeles. We have our big 5 or 6 that we thank all the time up on the crest: U.S. Forest Service, Montrose Search and Rescue, LA Sheriff's Department Special Enforcement Bureau. They're the ones with the helicopters in Air 5 who are coming to pull you out usually. Caltrans. Did I say Montrose Search and Rescue?
Yes, you did.
I did. LA County Fire.
The other, LA Humane Society, Pasadena Humane Society. The animals are suffering. And I am a big animal person, so please, if you want to give to them. They need a lot of help. They need to find foster parents, so please find them. They're looking for you.
Yeah. There are other agencies up there. I'm just drawing a blank because LA Fire airdrops, LA County Fire airdrops. Wow.
Cal Fire.
Couldn't do anything without you on that one. Yeah, Cal Fire.
All the agencies that are coming from Canada and Mexico and the Ukraine
and all around this country.
Out of state even, yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. See, that just shows you. This shows you the level of humanity that we can muster. And when we do that consistently, that's what I'm talking about the universe. That's the truth of the universe. The lie is denial, the lie is politicization. The truth is just get out of your own way and contribute.
It's been mind-blowing watching all of the pop-up donation centers that have come up from influencers, like foodie influencers around town, food truck guys. They've got their little network. They're the ones who started that huge thing at the Rose Bowl that's grown so much it had to move 3 different times because it got so big.
They had porta potties that were delivered that didn't
because everyone wants to support it. They're doing such a good thing. But it got so big they had to shut off donations and only people who are in need come.
Right.
Stop bringing clothes and socks.
Don't go to
water.
saturated areas. If you don't have to be there, don't be there. Mm-hmm. Don't go to evacuated areas. If you don't have to be there, don't be there. Find other ways to contribute. You don't just have to physically be on site. Sometimes it's overwhelming.
Sometimes staying away is the help. Yeah, just staying at home.
Yeah, unless they're asking for volunteers and you know how to get it done, then please do that.
We have a new project that we're working on, but I feel like it's in the early stages, and we'll just say that for now. It's not like we want to make an announcement or anything, but we're developing something.
It's kind of fun.
I'm excited about it.
Super psyched about it, and it's car and fun related. So,
yep.
I can't wait.
So more on that. Thanks to all of the agencies. I think we did everything on the blue card. I think we're in good shape.
I like it.
How do you feel?
I feel complete.
I'm really glad. Thanks for being the first guest back in the studio since all of this stuff. I didn't want to do it with anybody else, and
awesome.
Thanks for dealing with me being stressed out when you first got here.
Well, how perfect that it was
plugs
me.
and wires and everything.
It was me, of course. I just stayed in the green room, called my agent, and complained. That's what I do.
I know. I'm going to get an earful later. I'm sure there's 6 emails in my box already.
Go get them. No, we
hey,
should have started.
That's 3. That was 3.
Sam, you can never have enough bad Sammy imitations. We should have started with "I love you."
I love you,
and I just think you're amazing.
I think you're amazing.
I really appreciate you having me just around. So
the Rat Pack used to tell each other how much they loved each other too. So maybe we're in the new. What would it be these days? There was the Rat Pack, then there was the Brat Pack. What would we? We'll have to think about it.
Yeah, I don't want to say Scat Pack.
Yeah, but that's got other
connotations.
Come on up to the mountain. We'll show you our ways. Oh my God! All right. Well, we love you so stinking much. I mean, we love each other. That's nice and all, but we're doing this for you.
For you guys.
So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Next week's show is up in the air. I haven't booked a guest yet, but there are a lot of people waiting to come in. So I could do that, or I was thinking we could do a USA road trip recap show because we haven't done that yet. And it was actually a 2-parter last year when Nicole was here. I know, and go through the pictures and all the different places and everything. Yeah,
like that.
You do?
I do.
All right, so maybe we figured it
It's
out.
one vote.
We love all of you out there. Please love one another. Thank you so much. Jay Ryan, Phil Morris. How do you, are you the Phil Morris?
At the Phil Morris, everywhere.
Follow you on that. Porsche Life 111 late night play set. And more to come.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being with us. We love
Better
you.
2025, everybody.
Oh, gosh, right? And Skycam. Don't forget about Skycam. Oh, it's so good.
Literally perfect.
You're the car pack.